Oh, okay. You're probably hearing that echoing again. Right, never mind that. Oh, okay. There we go. Welcome, everyone, to Barbell Gaming, the only, the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition streaming channel that you need. I'm Barbell. Thank you for joining me on the stream. If you'd like to support me and support the channel, please give me a follow on Twitch. I'd really appreciate it. You can also check out my YouTube. It's just Barbell Gaming. All of my old streams go there as VODs, along with some highlights. So, something a bit different this evening. This was a game that I've known of for quite a while, and then I actually had it on my Steam wishlist for a while, and I found like it was on sale or whatever, but there's actually a deluxe edition which has like been released the past year or like really recently, and has like the original game plus a whole lot of different stuff. So basically, from what I understand, is this game has like approximately 1 million endings, different endings, depending on your actions in game. I think I've seen some of this gameplay like way back. I think the original game came out in like, it wasn't 2013. That's too long ago, surely. Let's just say a number of years ago, the original game came out, and I've seen gameplay. I've seen some of the endings, but it's been that long. I really cannot remember anything. How to even get the endings, what different parts of the story are. So I'll be going in fairly blind. Hopefully my camera where I am doesn't like block too much of the screen, because I'm not sure. It's kind of set up for Team Fortress at the minute to kind of be out of the way, so hopefully it's not like in the way of like important information of the game. What I'll probably do is I will... Oh, We Meet. Love this game. Well, I've never played it, so as I just said, I've seen bits of it. I've seen a few of the endings, but I've never actually played it. So hopefully the deluxe edition will give me a really good first-time experience. What I might do is I might try and play the first bit so that there's like a narrator who narrates what Stanley is doing. So I might play through initially, like following the narrator to get like the first ending, if that makes sense, and then I'll try out a few different things. It may end up being a bit of a clusterfuck, and I might have to go on to like I don't know, Reddit or something, or like IGN, to figure out how to get these other endings. But we will see how many endings we can get, I guess, without it being too boring. I don't want to like have the stream me walking around trying to find the next thing to do. So let's turn off this synthwave for the minute, because I don't think we'll need it. And I actually turned down the following the raiders for nerds. Fucking dorks. Fucking following the rules, fucking dorks. Well, you dweebs following the rules. So let's see. So I turn this down because it's quite loud chatter in this. There we go. Actually, I was sitting here at the start, going through. Like I'm in the house by myself, and I was going through some of the settings. Like, yeah, and I could hear my earphones. It's like sounds like someone's like right fucking behind me. It sounds like someone's like walking in the door, like walking in the hallway. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh no, wait, no. It's just in my head, so it's fine. I'm hoping also that my controller my controller works with this. Field of view. Do I want this maxed out? I'm used to playing first-person shooters, and you always max out the field of view. I don't know. Should we try it? Try max. Subtitles are on. Okay. Oh my god. So hopefully... Okay, yeah. Controller's working. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I'm scared.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
We've all been there, Stanley.
Orders came to him through a monitor.
We've all been there.
Desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
I like his office.
Stanley was happy.
The guy has his own office. He's up and coming.
And then one
He's a
day,
go-getter.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
I do have noise suppression on, yeah.
Single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Once this stops,
no one had
I'll
showed
have a
up
look.
to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hold on, let me pause this. You're getting a hiss from my mic? Oh. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I do have like noise cancellation on. Maybe I should just do everyone a favour and not talk during this. Volume, balance. How do I do noise suppression in this? Maybe I'll just not talk. I am using OBS, yes. If you could help. If you could help, that would be much appreciated. Let's see. Usually my audio is pretty good. Usually my mic's not too bad in this, on OBS. Let's see. Help. Oh, wait a minute. Go to settings, advanced, and uncheck. What is this? I gotta filter your mic for noise suppression. Mic sounds good. Just constantly hissing. As in, like, hissing when I'm not even talking. And audio. That's from like 2014, that one. It's annoying. Probably because I normally have like background music playing. You maybe don't hear you maybe don't hear the hiss so much. Let's see quickly. Let me see quickly. Do some OBS fixing on the fly here. So everything I have. It could also be I have a very hissy voice, maybe. Push to talk webcam. No, I have everything off. I only have like one input, annoyingly. So I'm sorry if that's really annoying for you. Disabled. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I'll play on, and if it gets really annoying, I'll probably need to have a look into it and see why, because it's not too bad and everything else. Unless my audio level, like my actual mic, if I like bring it down a bit, like it might not be so loud, you know. Okay, well, we'll keep playing anyway. If it's too bad, I will actually look into that though and see if I can fix it, because it's obviously it's a quiet game compared to like Team Fortress, so it's probably more noticeable. Okay, oh shit. So I'm pretty sure if you don't get up here, oh fucking hell, this is a bit. Just a bit. If you don't leave your office, you can like do. Yeah.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
That's it.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
Let me change this down. Wait a minute, sorry. Let me change this down again. I feel like I might not need such a wide field of view for this game.
But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
So that's like the shortest ending, I think. Right, let's do what the narrator said. Let's be dweebs. Let's be dweebs, and we'll do what the voice of God is telling us. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is that a short history of the relations between something in Austria-Hungary? Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh god. I've worked in places like this, and it's just horrible. Everyone just right on top of each other. These tiny dividers. Number one dad. Classic. Pretty sure you can jump out one of these windows at some point too. But we'll save that for later. Save that for later. Man, this is a dreary looking office. God. What the fuck happened there? Did I do that? So how fucking short is Stanley? How are these fucking doors? Oh god. This does not make sense. That's a bad looking sales quarter there.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I am but a drone. We'll go right next time. It's like we're going into the back rooms here. All these liminal hallways. Oh, hello.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Meeting room 4. Meeting schedule. Oh god. Hotel 422 without me. Office party, nice. Friday? Oh god. It reminds me so much of an office. It makes me sick. Like certain offices I've worked in, where I currently am's fine. I've worked places that are like this. And I'm like, this is giving me... I'm getting triggered from all this. Future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. God. Oh god, reflect! No, I hate it. I hate it. Can I change these? Can I wipe this away? No. Purge! What's this here? Circle the top 20 things. Stock market somewhere here. What is hot? That's what every business wants to know. What's hot? What's it? Where's the... Can I... Oh god, look at these. Oh, that's just horrible. Puppy dog salary. Primary manager salary. Well, I mean, I guess... Average employee pension plan. Oh, okay. I was expecting the primary manager salary to be going on the up, but okay, we've all taken this hit together as a team. I like it. I like it. We're all in this together. Promote synergy. Micromanage. Promote synergy. Oh, how am I going to call it in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There definitely is something in there that I'm going to find out next time. Let me fucking remember.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All these forks in the road. How many endings are there in this game? It's like... Is it in the teens? Oh wow, here we go now. This plush wallpaper. Very nice. What are you reading? The pages. Okay, can I even... Business time. Our hostile takeover is the new biannual percentage. Is that how you spell biannual? Okay. Oh. This is... Yeah, surely this is the boss's office, yeah?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Okay.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Are we breaking the fourth wall here?
But incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. This has given me like Portal vibes. You ever played Portal 1? Where like you end up in like the backstage area. It's kind of what it reminds me of. Oh no. I got a torch or something. Portal 1 only gets good whenever you end up in the back rooms. Oh god. Okay, so it's been like 3 or 4 different paths already.
Building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I'm scared. It's not a horror game, but it's a bit eerie, isn't it? I think you can actually go back up again, no. You can be like, nah, fuck this. And Stanley's like, Stanley decided he'd had enough.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Next time, baby. Next time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
God. Yes, I do. What is that now? Employee observation protocol. If despite adherence to protocol, you must terminate. Okay. Okay. I hate Mondays. Classic mug.
Now the monitors jumped to
Jesus
life,
Christ.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
447. Eerie. This is very Matrix 2-esque. Oh shit. Lost my way already.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What's going on there with number 528? All that red writing? That's my question. Oh God.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Stanley is just living the life of everyone else in the world.
And here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Stanley's a hero. Sorry, I'm just walking about seeing if I can press anything. See, I thought there might be like a light switch or something. Like that thing there. Can't fucking see. Can I even get up there? No. Is there a gate in the way? How would I get to that? Maybe you're not meant to. Maybe you aren't meant to. Just reaching the brightness up a bit as well, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's go onward here. I assume there must be a way to do more stuff in here. explore a bit more. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. 4, 5, 3. Okay. So there's obviously something to do with those. Okay, alright, alright. Oh, Jesus.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Man, there's been about 8 or 9 different endings already that I can see.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Let me know if
Was
my
it
mic has
over?
gotten any better either. Probably hasn't.
Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go,
What the fuck are they?
what to do,
Why
or
is this
how to
office
feel.
building in the middle of nowhere?
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
I like it.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is very similar to Portal. At the very end of Portal, well, I won't. I've probably fucking ruined it for you. There's a similar scene in Portal. It's been out for 20 years. Deal with it.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Okay. Let me have another look here. Quickly to see if I... Oh, sorry, I'm gonna check here to see if I can... The fuck is the audio mixer? Oh, there we go. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Choose a filter option. Audio properties. Where is this filter in this? Click the gear icon. I should tap. I choose a filter option. Doesn't exist. Sync offset, status name, status volume, manual balance, tracks. There is zero. There is zero. What am I trying to say? There is zero filter action that I can see. Audio, no. Audio quick capture. Give me a second here. Where are they going to? Let's see filters. Take the settings gear. Oh, in there. Hold on, let me transition for a second. There we go. This is not doing anything that I want it to do. Desktop audio. What is happening here? Why is there telling me to go into settings and there's zero settings I can see? Delete settings. Let's go in here. Let's go audio. Let's go to pick near type. Audio capture. Push to talk. Advanced. I think I'm being stupid here. Definitely is an easier way to do this that I just can't see. So it looks as though potentially I'll have to keep playing. I'll figure it out next time. Okay, so we've done the one where we've left, we've done the one where we closed the door. A message. Okay. So the first one that was
all of his
wrong.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There was something. Oh, no, it's a different one. Oh, okay. What is this? How to use help. Oh, okay. So are there more,
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
installation? Installing what? Are there potentially more of these computers that need input, maybe? Let's go to the first. The most obvious one. Is that someone playing solitaire? Fuckers. The most obvious one was the broom closet, I want to say. No. Never mind that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go this way first. And let's go to... We go to the meeting room, which is here.
Yet there was not a
Can't
single
touch.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
In here.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
So you're telling me there's nothing in here, kid? I do believe. You're telling me there's nothing in here, son? Don't fucking lie to me. Do not lie to me. Wrench. Spammers. It's a very familiar looking wrench. I'm building a sentry. Sure, Mr. Narrator. Feel like you're,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We didn't. Going to the bowels. What's this? Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, there we go. Okay. Hi, Lonnie. I wrote this in first period and left it in your locker on the way to school. It's what all the cool kids are doing, I've decided. Write me back. Also, here's an idea for something to draw. 2 cats on a motorcycle. Hey, this is a good idea. What all the cool kids are actually doing is sending each other pages and their beepers, yeah, okay. But we're cooler than them because guess what? They can't put this in the beeper. And there's the alien there, and we got the 2 cats on the motorcycle. Nice. What does that even fucking mean? It means nothing. Oh, hello. Escaping.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Where's your car here?
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh dear. Sorry, hold on a second.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Stanley's having a breakdown. A breakdown in the office.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Jeez.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Did she even call an ambulance for Stanley? You bitch. Oh, you bitch. So, I kind of want to go down... I don't know if I was meant to walk. If I was meant to stand there and listen to that narration, or was I supposed to go on through the doors? You know.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I think there's one if you speedrun this as well. The narrator goes off.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We've done this a million times.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Does not
maybe, he
give
thought
me
to
the
himself,
same
maybe
ending
I am
again.
Crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of
This one is
existence
crazy,
in a
not
single
dreaming.
moment
Okay.
for no reason at all. None of
Oh,
it
here
made
we
any
go.
logical sense.
That's why.
And as Stanley pondered this,
Right.
he began to make other strange observations.
I was meant to keep walking
For
then.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
If this starts...
And for that matter, these rooms
can
were
I
starting to
skip
look
this?
pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the
Please
words
be a
for it.
different one.
I'm dreaming!
No, it's the same one.
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt
see how this
to have
goes.
finally
I
found
always
an
just start
answer,
again.
an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical
So
star.
this is the same thing, isn't it?
It too appeared. It was so much fun.
There we go.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice...
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his...
Oh, wait a
co-workers.
minute. Is it the same screen each time, and I'm adding a letter to it each time? Is that... What is this? Password. Yeah, potentially. So, like, every time I come through, I'm actually... No, that can't be right either, because... the computer that I normally put the input in is... off. Isn't it? Yes, because it's not there. There's one of the ones through here, wasn't it? Just like that one? No?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Luckily.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Luckily,
it.
there's another way there. You go to your right. Is that another whiteboard to tell me what's hot? Please tell me what's hot and what's not. Oh, perfect.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I'm sure.
Stanley simply stood here,
I'm sure
drinking it
you
all
can
in.
stand here, and if you waste enough time, I assume the narrator might say, "Stanley, stills."
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Supposedly, this deluxe version has like improved graphics.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Good old creepy Stanley.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Can I sit down here? Oh, Jesus. What the fuck just happened there? How did I get up there? What? How am I doing this? I'm not supposed to be here. I shouldn't be here. And that's the truth. I don't think I should be up here. Because you can't jump. Alright, let's go
But
game.
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What's in there? No. It's through here now. Do not lie if you're lying. Stop right now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What's the list I can draw on? It's like an old school drawing room. So hang on. Okay. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess the only other thing they could have written was like 80085. I guess could have been funny, but apart from that, over here. Key card, which makes me think potentially I could get in there. What kind of fucking business is this? What does Stanley do all day? Like, what is it, like Amazon or something? He sits at a computer all day pressing buttons, and they have a massive warehouse, which, can I say, is very poorly optimized. Very. I mean, like, they've got things that are tiny. Why are these not the same height as these ones? They really are wasting a lot of a lot of warehouse space here. Whoever designed this warehouse. License to lift. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5 Gs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... you can get an ending where you fall off and die, but I feel like that might be a boring ending, so let's see if... There we go.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you,
How do you get
all this time.
Okay, so
There's
I'm
someone
gonna
you've been
definitely go
neglecting,
through that way
Stanley.
next time. Okay.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Okay.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
For who?
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What kind of mind tricks is this you're trying to pull on me, narrator? Huh? Oh, what is this shit? Alright. Into the darkness, I guess? Oh, Christ.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, I can't do that, I'm afraid.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
I didn't have the
Hope for a
phone.
life reunited one...
Oh.
Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
He will eat the bugs.
Or he could spend years
Jeez.
of hard work figuring
How
how to
right
read.
this game was.
Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is that
Excellent.
4:30?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh,
You may have noticed
fuck.
that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result
Oh,
of narrative contradiction.
God.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
The game is destabilizing. Okay, let's try this again. What? Ugh.
Now that we know
damn
your
you.
choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
You fucks.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Next time. I'll jump off next time.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
You know I would, but this room is just so nice. Coffee nut, ha 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 ha. Fuel, ha ha ha. Fifth annual subcommittee meeting of internal revenue analysis for committees of the Rural Revenue Discussions Club. Legit, that is literally how that feels how meetings are actually what they're called. Oh god. What is it about this place? The weeks I've spent here, they feel like mere seconds. Seconds by extension feel so short they might as well not exist. It's the nature of this room, its essence. It calls to me, tugs at my soul. Oh god. Something in me, a desire, stirs in me a desire for something I've never known, never dared to. What the fuck is this writing? This is the worst handwriting ever. It's almost as bad as mine. I want to put it into words to share this feeling with others, but where would I even begin? It's kind of like it. No, wait. It's something of a feeling. I can't read that word. Something of a feeling, and more of an understanding, a knowing, a belonging. Truth with a capital T. Would I say the lion has spoken to me? Yes. but in a cryptic tongue, created specifically for this very communication, sacred in its purpose, then discarded as seen. Oh Jesus! As soon as it's used, never to be spoken again. A single moment of clarity, of connection between man and room, then shut forever. A memory, or perhaps not a memory, but an insight into the past. The past that never happened. Also, I'm hungry. Well, there you go. What a waste of time that was. What a waste of time. Nothing gained, nothing garnered from that letter. Fucking hell. Right, where are we going here? You said take the door on the left, no? Ah, they're sending me back through. Yes, I see. I see what they're doing. Okay. So, next time, I'm going to jump off the platform and go,
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Yeah.
That means choosing responsibly and
course.
always putting the story
Yeah.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Yes, perfect.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay, let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No!
No! Why did you do that?
Christ.
Quickly,
Oh,
hurry back in the
no.
other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, everything is collapsing in on itself. Okay. Okay. What is this? I don't want to go left. Maybe is this? I potentially know what might happen in this one. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed
Well,
my
why
work.
is the world collapsing?
Why?
I don't
For
understand.
what did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do?
It's worthless
Even if
now.
there were a way to continue, would it be
Worthless
worth it?
now.
To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Do it. Oh, Christ. Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
What I do?
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I'm going right. I think.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, nope. No. Oh. He's not even talking to me now. Not even talking to me.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
What happened there?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
Is there
and
not,
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Keep doing this or no? Is this anything happening if I keep doing this?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Alright. I guess we're going left
exactly
then.
as Stanley would.
Come on.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
One more time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as
come
Stanley
on
would.
then,
that
fine,
means choosing
fine.
responsibly and always putting the story first.
Much
I'm
space
quite
is
sure you'll be up
wasted
to the
in this room.
task.
Why
Just
would you
follow
ever
my
be
lead and
here
you'll be
sitting
fine.
down?
All right.
Sitting chilling with the filing
When
cabinets?
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sitting chilling with the filing cabinets. Alright, fine. Yeah, we're going left. Yeah. Yeah. It's all fine. Yeah. No
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
You
there.
fucking joking me? Some kind of joke.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I see. We can't do any wrong now. I see. What's down here? Okay. So that's locked. There's definitely something in there as well. Oh, this is all changed. Interesting.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Stanley had been trained
Whoever
never
that
to
was,
speak
thank
up,
you.
But now he would draw from within himself
The timekeeper
courage
TSP,
to
hello.
face the unknown.
Welcome to the stream.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Okay. Go for it, Stanley. Oh, I can't speak. Is this the joke? The joke is I can't talk to the fucking thing, is that it? Hello?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there
I've
on the
done,
wall.
I don't know how many enemies I've done so far. I've done a few. I can't speak!
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
I can't talk.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the
state of
code
this
into the
fucking door.
receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This
Of
is
course
a
it's this
crucial
ending.
step.
Come on!
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to
You get
do.
this ending?
I asked
Oh, no.
you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I've been through some shit so far.
Choices. He knows what it means.
Me and Stanley have been through some stuff together.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Shame.
When Stanley came
oh my Christ alive.
He entered the door on his left.
We're playing God here.
Stanley? Hello?
We are.
Is everything okay?
We're in the ether.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Look at Stanley's face.
Right.
He's like, he is not. Stanley is not impressed. He's like, fuck this.
It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together.
Well, that's a lie, because you told me it was wrong the first time. The game was collapsing in on itself, so that's a lie.
Do something. Anything.
What is this?
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
I'm pretty sure this was... It was 2013.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Standing
2013. That's... Hang on, wait a minute.
Okay.
10 years ago. Are you joking? I wonder, does that include... Was this not originally made on the Source engine? Like Half-Life 2?
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Oh, that's a sad ending.
Take as much
Time as you need. It's a sad ending. Stanley is the definition of... Look at this. Stanley not impressed. Okay. So I've done the closed door ending. I've done... I want to go... Oh, well, this is all gone. This is completely different now. Interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm going to go right again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
This is all
well.
right, okay.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, which on the... sorry, Leroy, this implies... Nari's real name is Leroy? Nari?
Wow.
Oh.
Yes. This room.
What
a
narrator?
beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
So I have also spent time in this room and been called a creep by the narrator.
To get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're not taking this door. Close that. Into the drawing room. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
I want to, I want to go through there, but I think maybe I can't fucking hold anything. It's a nickname in the font. Ah, okay. So, this time, I know you can fall off and die here. Look at this. This is like an Amazon warehouse. Everyone's at their computer, and then we got your echoes and your, subscribe and save socks in there. So I'm gonna go through here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
Okay, that's not.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else is difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Easy.
There's someone you've been neglecting.
Easy.
Someone you've forgotten.
Easy.
What? Really?
Nice.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something
danger everywhere.
beautiful.
Yes.
Look, let me prove it.
You're
let me
right.
prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Red door? Oh God. They want all these choices. No buckets. Do not stand on this side of the fence. Oh no.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
The red door. Do I want the red door or do I want the blue door? You said red, but I'm scared now. He wants me through the red door. But do I want to continue the fuckery? You said red door, I'll go red. And we'll go blue next time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices.
You also shut the broom
two
closet
of us
on me.
always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
I kept going to the broom
Running
closet and they ended up
running,
boarding it up.
just the way you're doing right now.
Needed,
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
I
wanted to stop.
needed Freeman's crowbar.
We
Oh
would
God,
both be
okay.
so much happier
We're in a
if
loop.
we just
Nice.
stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
I don't trust this guy. Do not trust this guy at all.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What the fuck is that? We are in space.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
This is lovely.
I actually feel happy.
Yeah. This is lovely. I could stay here forever. This is really nice and calm and soothing for me. But oh, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I could definitely stay here. I could stay here. Alas. Alas, Nari. We cannot.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Right. Where were we?
And back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, he's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. Okay.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay. I'll definitely
Please,
not
no,
die.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Hang on. How does it go from standing in a serene space location to I'm gonna kill myself? What? 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 Let's go.
No!
Did I?
Oh.
Oh.
Thank God. You lived. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what
Oh,
I was
there
before.
goes gravity,
if
yes.
you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this worker's life.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for... My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
You are correct, my friend. You are correct. Whee!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know
Oh man,
anymore.
Stanley.
I just wanted us
Stanley's
to
starting to feel these
I
falls.
guess that was too much to ask.
Stanley is
It looks
slowed.
like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Stanley
Well,
is
this one is
slowed.
yours.
Slowly limping towards the precipice. Here we go. And it's gone.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
We're just about to the top of these stairs here, and it's gone. It's all gone. Money Market Mutual Fund. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So,
what could it mean?
no.
Stanley decided
So,
to go to the meeting
I
room.
also figured
Perhaps
out
he had simply missed a memo.
there's a computer that I can put an input into, but apparently only one letter at a time. Now, where's it gone? That's twice now, I haven't seen it. So that's interesting. So let's go...
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The right, yes, I want to go right, and I want to jump down there. Oh yeah, I want to take, I think, The blue
This
door?
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
It might not be a
perfectly
good
well.
ending, but it's
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
for, like, you
just
know,
to admire it.
just for
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
what do you call it?
But eager to get
Completionist's
back to
sake or
business,
whatever.
Stanley took
Your
the
favourite
first
game?
open door on his left.
Well, someone else was on earlier saying it was a favourite game too. It's interesting. It's my first
Stanley
ever
was so bad
playthrough.
at following directions. It's
But I definitely
incredible
have
he wasn't
seen.
5
I've seen
years ago.
gameplay of this before, like way back.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I can't believe
I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not.
if it says that
I
this game
realize
was
that
released in
investing your trust in
2013.
someone else can be difficult,
Does that mean,
but the
like, are they
fact is that
including the
story has
Half-Life
been
2
about
version of this?
nothing but you all this
Because
time.
it was originally a mod
There's
for
someone
Half-Life
you've been
2.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Really? I was
Nice.
in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Let me prove
Let
it
me
to you.
prove that I'm on your side.
Go
Give
do
me
it.
a chance.
Do it.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The timekeeper TSP based of this game. Oh God, I don't get the reference. Will I get it by the end of this game?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh well.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me.
Okay. Nice. The Stanley Parable. That makes sense. I did not put two and two together there. Oh.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the
This
map.
is very
because you were never
Portal-esque.
supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end,
kinda
it was
reminds
all
me
for
of,
nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
The big room
Help me
in
here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable
The
desires
Incredibles
of
when
yours.
he's,
What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
You've met them.
Tell you what.
You
let
said
me
the
take
time
a
would
stab in the dark at a new
start.
design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
The timekeeper?
A third option. This
Oh, there we
already
go.
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Oh God. Okay. I wonder if I didn't take this door and went through the one of the other two doors, would the story continue as normal, or is that yet another fork? You set the time at the start, right? I did. Oh God, here we go.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say
Feedback
that the
area.
game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be
Do all-
honest.
I wonder, do all
I'm
five of
looking for
these
some
give you a
real
different-
critical feedback here?
Okay, well, more choices is a good thing, so let's go.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
Okay.
Well, it's
The settings
instinct
person,
mostly,
okay,
a calling
interesting.
in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
So,
You can't teach that, Stanley.
you
Don't
filtered
even
in
try.
my soul.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly
Is this going to be
candid, I think I've
an
knocked it out
insane
of the
amount of
park with this one.
choices?
Let's take a look.
Okay, I'm scared now. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. What is this? Is this real? What? This can't be real, is it? This is a joke. Let's skip the intro sequence. 3. Only the worst 3% of players still went through the blue door. You objectively ranked the... Okay, nice. Okay, guess we'll try this way again. Is this...
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated?
Only let's see
to
at the
work
times,
from
timekeeper
home?
A, that's
Again,
aka employee
honest answers,
432.
please.
Oh, okay. Is Stanley not employee 427? Please rate your experience. Leaderboard. I like leaderboard.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a
I like
prototype of a new
leaderboards.
game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Of course not.
Let me boot it up.
Of course, I love a good beta test.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
We're stuck
meaningful
here
game,
forever.
all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly
Look at this poor
confronting
child.
the demands of family life.
Whose fucking
I
baby
think
is this?
the art world will really
This
take
is
notice.
honestly.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Okay, so I'm
Be
gonna
sure to keep notes
assume
on your experience.
that somebody has played this for 4 hours. Oh god, how annoying. How annoying. I assume someone has set up a script to play this for 4 hours. I'm not going to. I'm gonna let the baby burn, okay? I'm sorry, baby. Off you go, child. There you go. End of the flames, my guy.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
What do we have? 432's desk.
This seems like
In
it'll
the room
work.
outside yours.
Let's give it a
Okay.
shot.
Can I go into that room? What game is it?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
This is,
What's our backstory?
This is a
What
great
our
looking game, actually.
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted
Well, this is
erotic
awkward because I was going to say I would fucking love to live here.
Yes,
That's
that
awesome.
must be it. What a
Being
fascinating
able to see
venture
everything.
into the experience of total mental
I mean, not the
depravity.
creepy part, not the
So far,
creepy
I love
erotic part, but,
everything about
you know.
this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is a pretty cool Wyoming. Did you see that Wyoming? Where is Wyoming? I could work here, no problem, and just chill here and look out at the fucking. This is perfect. This is like my ideal. Whatever this is, just to chill here in the middle of fucking nowhere, beside nobody. Who fires matches? Sorry. Who fire watches the Firewatch? Oh, okay, that's a play on Shining, I want to say. Fucking turn the light switch. I like it. But hang on. Where's the bathroom? Where do you expect me to go? Oh, nice. That is a nice ass right there. That's some good old early 2000s art right there. What is this? Lookout tower. What? Yeah, where's the bathroom? The Singular Mind. The Birds of Wyoming. Okay. What's that here? Oh, there's a toilet down there. Can we go down? Can we exit this tower or no? Oh, we can! Nice. What a peaceful game.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What can't be? What are you saying? What can't be? It's actually crazy how much stuff is in this game. There's it's like a water tank.
It
or
is.
A drainage,
It's
potentially?
an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
You
call.
fuckers.
You really wandered off into that
You
thing. That big,
fuckers.
open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any...
Yeah.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods
Jonesy
now,
Lake.
Stanley.
Damn.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's
Don't.
find another game. Preferably something
No.
with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
This is a lovely little area, this. Definitely could live here.
Okay.
We'd live.
I think this will be just
We'd live
the
out of
thing.
10. Oh, we're playing Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around.
Fun fact,
There
I'm
isn't
actually
any
also
possibility
an
that you could
avid
get
Rocket
lost
League
here.
player.
Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
An avid.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Sports
We
ball.
shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Is this a legit? I think is this a legit map in Rocket League? Just missing all the people.
Are you doing it?
Yes.
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better
There we
than my
go, come on.
miserable little story that I worked
Yes.
so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if
Oh,
one
what?
ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even
Let's say
more
visit.
euphoric
Okay,
sports
I will.
experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
You can't have enough balls in Rocket League, my guy. End of the corner. Nice. Nice cross.
Stanley, you having fun?
Nice.
Is this a real video game? Well, I
Yes.
sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Aw.
That's right. Your little
You
fun comes to an
fucker.
end. This is my game.
More
and what I
balls.
say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley.
More
Besides,
balls.
you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want
Look
to
at this
play my
luscious
game,
grass.
now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll
can't leave me
enjoy it
here
as
with no
much,
balls.
But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
Correct.
Take care, Stanley.
Am I gonna have to restart the game potentially here? Or if I stay here long enough, we'll. Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Hello. What
whoops.
are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know
Fuck, are we?
that, Stanley.
This is very Portal 2-esque. Oh god, I cannot see a fucking thing. Finding cabinets, yeah, work in progress, okay. I need like a torch or something. I'm gonna say there's no very familiar wrench. There's no floors, is there? I'm gonna fall off here to my death again. Do I want that? Do I want to fall off to my death? It could potentially be the only option. Oh my... Oh. This reminds me of Half-Life. Half-Life 2. The apartment block. Where the fuck are we? So yeah, like stuff like this. So playing, I mean, I'm probably gonna spoil Portal for some people if you've never played it. So if you've never played Portal, cover your ears. There, well, like, it's not really a spoiler, I guess. There is a back sections area in Portal. Okay, that's as much as I'll say. And it was probably one of my more favorite parts of the game. Yeah, I mean the portals are pretty cool and fun, blah blah blah. But like the behind the scenes stuff, I really like. And this game has a lot of that. Oh, this is like this is the original Stanley Parable. This is the one. This is what it was before it became the Stanley Parable, but it was a mod for Half-Life. This is what this is what it looked like. And that's why I think it looks like Half-Life 2. Was it a mod for Half-Life 2 or 1? I can't remember. But originally this was a mod for it was a mod for Half-Life 1 or 2. It kind of looks like Half-Life 1 maybe. But this was the original game before they made its own fleshed out game. Interesting. Because this is room 427. Cool. The question is, now that I'm here, interesting.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Could be wrong.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
Was it the same narrator
He needs me.
for the original game?
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense
It obviously
out
wasn't
of the
as
chaos
fleshed
and the
out as
fear
this.
and the confusion. That's who I am.
And obviously, you know, the
That
guy.
is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes.
The guy's
Yes,
putting
I'll
in a
be
better
back.
performance
There's no
into this
way.
bigger game.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Here it comes
Very
now.
soon. I can wait.
What the fuck even am I? Do I have to restart? Oh, okay, no. Okay, so
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
433.
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
432.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'd say visit 432. Nothing. I can't do anything here. Pencil sharpening employee. Yeah. Pencil. What? Partition Corp. Can you? You can't lift anything in this game. Am I right in saying that? You can't like pick stuff up?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Yeah, give me a-
Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Give me a pencil. They didn't get pencils? Pencil employee, they didn't get pencils. What do you mean? Two desks are inside yours. AK, the one who's asked to set the time. Little cat beans, welcome, dancing, something. What is that even? It looks like Gengar from Pokemon, if I'm honest. Despite their job being sharp, they didn't even get a computer. Imagine. So what else? So what else was I gonna do next time? You can jump off and die. There also is, from what I remember, I mean, there is an ending where you can like, I don't know how you do it. That's a Gengar. Oh, there you go. What a guess that was. From the tiny little emoji that popped up in my chat there. There is a way to get out these fucking windows. Alright? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen, but you can't jump in this game. I like work. I just hate my boss. Oh god. And there are people who have those cups and mugs. That's just the worst. Now here's my question. How do I can't jump. I can't... I'm almost certain I can't jump. How would I go about jumping out this window? 47, yeah. How do you know it drove them to insanity? Is that lower? Is this a story in your own head, or is this lower? I can't jump, can't float, can't... There's no ladder. Like, I can't remember which fucking window it is even. I can't remember which window it is. Also, where... That computer that I put input into, I did it twice and then it somehow disappeared. Force reduced insanity caused them to go so insane. Ah, okay. How did someone leave midway through Solitaire? That's my question. Do you remember whenever computers, you couldn't play games on them, all you could play was cards? Or that fucking pinball machine? Those were good times. Oh, what is this? What is this in here?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. I thought you were going to tell me, you fuck. I'm doing okay. Just having some watermelon. Hey! Sitting, chilling, watching me play games, eating some watermelon. You know what? I wish I had some watermelon. I'm jealous. I love watermelon. What is going on here now? Okay. I have not done enough, I think, to warrant this new content. Oh god, where are we?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Interesting.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
So there are apparently a few more, like a fair few more endings, but I can't have done all the endings. I can't have done all the endings for the normal game. Surely it must just like unlock after, you know, a while. Because I can't have fucking completed the game. The only confirmation was a one-off Doug stream with the creator. Oh, okay. To be fair, it's the only thing I've had today. Well, I guess if it's late at night where you are and all you've had is watermelon, that's bad. If it's like morning time and you're having some watermelon, I guess that's good. Watermelon for breakfast. Anytime,
Okay, so far it's
like my wife and I would go to a
Nothing
hotel.
special yet, but I'm sure
There's
it's
a
just
local-
the beginning of a
there's a local hotel,
mesmerizing adventure.
And they do like, you know, buffet breakfasts, which is like normal. I just
is it
mangle
broken? What's going on
the
here?
watermelon.
Should we be moving somewhere?
Where,
else?
like-
Oh, there we go. All right, finally.
She gets
at
embarrassed
long
and
last,
tells
it's
me not to
on
take
the
so much.
New content. I've never been more ready.
And I'm
Let's
like,
do it.
No, I'm taking all of the fucking watermelon. This is great content,
I
this.
have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if
You're sweet.
Okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
There's also more stuff I think to be found back at your boss's desk. I think there's more stuff back there, so we will check that out. What is this?
Alright. Alright, let's
Perfect.
see it.
What
The
great
jump
new content
circle.
is this? This is great content. Yay! We're having fun. We went so insane. He became he went so insane. He became the fabric of the universe. That's funny. We've all been there, my guy. This is the best content ever. This is basically what if you got Super Mario and boiled it down to the mechanics. This is it. This is a Super Mario game right here we're playing. What do you mean? Yeah.
Is that
funny.
it?
We just
Surely
it.
that's not all the new content.
You
there has to be
fuckers.
something else, right?
The jump circle, perfect. I like the meta achievements in this game. I like the meta aspect. It's quite funny.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
So supposedly the graphics are better. I said this earlier. Supposedly the graphics are better in this one.
There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes.
I don't know,
knew there had to be something
because I've obviously never played
Let's
the
see.
first one.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
I mean, it's like, you know, it's better than the Half-Life 1 mod. I'll give it that, but, you know... Oh, God. I wouldn't want to fall down there. Or would I? Perfect!
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than
This
to
was
make an
released-
easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
Do we get that one
please
now?
ignore."
So we give me
What
it now.
quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's like 7 PM, it's not an issue. Sometimes you have to fix it and stuff.
Too much anticipation
Oh, yeah.
around the new content,
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Some people get that.
It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
So yeah, this was released, I want to say, fairly recently. Was this released like last year? The deluxe version? Oh, fuck. Oh no, it's all changed again. If you have trouble eating, you should try and get yourself like a protein shake. Whenever if I...
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something.
Can I... Okay, you can't go that way. Alright. We'll come back for that. I have like a protein shake with like you can buy, it's like porridge oats, and they blend them into like a really fine, or grind them in like a really fine powder. It's called oat flour. They call it ground oats, but it's like oat flour. And like scoops of protein, a couple of scoops of oat flour, and you're good to go. That's a meal right there. Need to be sus. No one hit the report button. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All my old streams go there, along with my highlights from previous videos. So check that out. I need to get my subscriber
Okay,
count
you
up on
remember how
YouTube.
cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to
here.
be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh god. That is actually pretty cool. Very cool, in fact.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the
I could
peak
definitely live
experiences
here.
of my life
No problem.
whenever I want.
I could live here, not a problem.
Like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Either let me live in the big Wyoming tower or let me live out here.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
That's
Remember
funny.
back in
Very
October
meta.
of 2013,
I like it.
when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity.
It'd be
Back
another
then,
ending I
it
hate.
all meant something. Oh,
Have you been through, like, have you seen all the endings possible? Like, I assume you've been through them all. Stanley Parable by the narrator, 2013. What's this? How can I fucking do this? My first kiss, my first car. The release of the Stanley Parable, 2013. That's funny. I remember. Petridge Farm remembers. Petridge Farm remembers. Stanley Parable. Oh wow, that's an old fucking one there. That's really old. Only ones I haven't played is the one that takes 4 hours. Oh, is that the is that the baby fire one? Good times. Good times right there. What's this? Who is that? Something The Last of Us. That's very funny. 2014. Audience Awards. Stanley Parable Collect. Oh, what? I have not seen a physical PC game that's a box like that in, oh my god, years. I remember PC. Fucking hell, that's a really old. That's something I haven't thought about in actual years. I remember getting PC games. You'd see, like, you know, Nintendo 64 games and PS1 games in their tiny cases, and all PC games came in like a massive box. Fucking hell, that's unlocked a memory for me there. What am I? I'm 30. I'm 32. Fuck. I remember like Duke Nukem 3D being in a box that size, and like Doom. Fuck, crazy. There you go. Trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. Smile. What is it? Smile because it happened. Don't cry because it's over. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable. There we go. Bits of music from Stanley Parable. That's probably a pretty good CD. Some of the music in this is quite. Some of the music in this is quite. I like the ambience of it. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement. Is it? Only one played for 4 years. You have beef with the narrator. You can't say that and then not tell us. Tell us why. What's your beef? It's not like game innovation. Debut game. Story. New video game. Creator surprisingly down to earth. It's funny. Los Angeles Times deals tough choices. What a nice memory house that was. And then let me just sit here and let me sit here and admire the scenery. Why is this broken? What is this? Oh no! Oh, my heart is fucking broken. Are you kidding me? Little hamster called Stanley's dead? Oh, no, that's it. What an emotional fucking roller coaster this is. This is an emotional roller coaster.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "We're so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
An English reviewer, Destructoid.
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
Is the Ultra? Is the new content just
all of them? And now
meta about the Stanley Parable? Is that the new content?
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Buy on Steam. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. Person of the year, it's me. It's all the buttons, yeah, nice. Oh yeah. Are those like the only two character models in the whole game? Stanley and the one when he finds him. What is this? Is this like a really old design engine for like a really old game engine? Looks that way. Do you hate this ending because it's so long? Oh, I like that. I like the tie. That's cool. I definitely would wear that. Even though I don't wear suits, I just I only wear like sports clothes because I'm too fat for suits.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Carpet texture.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers
Source SDK. Is that real? Is that like did they?
Choices I've ever been confronted with in a game.
That software.
9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game
I sip
memories.
for the narrator. If it was just meta, I would like this ending. Oh god, that means I hope the fucking carpet doesn't get taken out from under me here. Only 9 out of 10? GameSpot. Oh, there's the two doors, look. Oh, wait a minute.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
This can't be real, is it? This cannot be a real game, is it? Or like a real software? Okay, there's something I'm missing here. I'm missing something. The serious room. The serious room? Can't I get in there? I kinda wanna check what was in there. Can't open that door, can't get through there. Can't interact with those. Oh, wait a minute. Was this always here?
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh god. We're walking into Half-Life here again. This is cool. I like all this back area stuff.
Oh no. Oh god, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
This can't be good.
These in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Have you read some Steam reviews?
Glowing as well, weren't they?
Have you read some Steam reviews? I've seen some doozies, put it that way. I've also seen some very questionable games on Steam that come up on the fucking homepage, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Oh god, here we go. Physical patient, the range is obnoxious and funny. Is this you? Was this you, Little Cat Beans? Is this your review? Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, Buglivia. It could be your pseudonym. The individual paths themselves are not very fun. They're not for interest to throughout each path and require some rather tedious nonsense to get certain endings. Cannot recommend this game to anybody or anyone, even as it's so bad. Even as it's a so bad good game, as you'll more than likely wind up bored by your third or fourth playthrough.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this.
I just
game
read
before
this.
completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humour and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Note the weather change and the tone change, you know, adding to the effect, the atmosphere. Try one of these forklifts. I hate that when you said questionable games, I thought of hentai versus furries. Well, I haven't seen that game. I've seen some other ones, and like, I actually seen some Reddit posts where somebody asked, how the fuck do I stop these games coming up in, like, because they must be, I guess they're popular, and they come up, you know, it's like, oh, suggested because they're so popular, and you're like, right, what is this? What is this game? And people must buy them and play them and, you know, review them.
Let's see what the says.
That's funny. Hentai versus
The
furries,
idea
right?
of the game is good.
Well, that sounds like a real laugh game there. What's the purpose of that game?
Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
The other game was
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Turn around and kind of appearance. The game
This is
count.
actually
Okay.
quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy.
Which was guessing over
Well,
so he
I
prefers
would say
non-linear
but
games.
maybe
This
it wasn't.
preachiness gets on fast.
Yeah. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track
It's
record.
interesting that
I feel
they
like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
the narrator is the creator. I mean, he obviously isn't in real life, but in this he's like, he is the god of the game, the narrator. Is it here now? What the fuck does that say? Best worker? Company's best worker or something?
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of
Is that not the point of the game? The game is like,
a skip button.
you're meant to.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment. Surely it couldn't
I have
hurt.
more.
Not
Yes,
that
of
it
course,
means we
post
can
the lore,
strike
yeah.
these negative reviews from the record.
Usually-
Only
oh,
positive
Christ.
reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Usually
That's
I
my
do
motto
read up on
today,
lore and
it's
stuff,
always
but
been my
for
motto.
this-
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
For this, I wanted to go in as blind as possible. So I didn't. I can't jump, you idiot. Oh, what a lovely air-conditioned room.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence,
keep
then
rambling
by
till I press
goodness,
this.
that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
the story and the choices.
Does this
or what have you,
go on
and
forever?
therefore, by becoming it is. So on
also,
and so
look
forth,
at the
until
door, each
inevitably
skip.
we all until the
Okay,
end
alright,
of
I
time.
guess.
At which time everything
I'll
all
have
at once.
to
So
press
now
this.
you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you
the worst part is,
simply a
I do want to sit and listen to him. I want to like hear everything, all the dialogue, do all the endings.
That is to say,
But I assume I'm meant to keep pressing these.
You've already made, you bring that choice into being.
Do you know what I mean? I do want to. I would rather.
Oh, well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption,
Why are they
it's
using-
right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review. Or
Is that a
at least
real
change some
review?
of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't
Imagine
even
being
know if one can
immortalized
change
forever
their
in this
review
game.
the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit
full
one's
thing
review,
here.
merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering
So
this
ask for a
particular
pencil.
review so that it reads as something more beneficial.
Ask for a pencil for
Okay,
3,000 something days.
Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been
3,200 days.
skipping through is becoming longer and
God.
longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
The fucking door's
30,
gone.
45 minutes.
Is that true? Like, if I stood there listening to that, would it be?
But it's-
Is
well,
it
there's
literally
really only so
45
much I
minutes
can
of
ramble
dialogue?
on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we
really,
can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Guess you took the
Oh,
door.
Stanley, you're back.
Your namesake.
Back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
God.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just...
In a silly, goofy mood. Really?
Hello.
A really
It's you.
silly, goofy
You're here
mood.
again. Welcome.
Oh, here we go.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh,
Have you ever sat down
Christ.
in one place and not moved for one entire year?
been a year.
Let me describe it for you. To begin
long is
with,
this guy
there
talking
is
for?
only regret. There is
Jesus
only
Christ.
the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret.
I'd love to know how long those monologues actually go on for. I assume somebody has sat through it. Somebody with more free time in their hands than I has sat to wait and see exactly how much he actually says. Oh no, what is that? How long has it been?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
84
it was meant to
years.
speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic
monologues
little
leap pretty
thumbs-down
fast. Oh, do
review
they?
and make
That's annoying.
all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much,
Thought they
they said.
would've,
First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up.
They'd actually like keep it like, you know, make him talk for 45 minutes. Oh, the plant has well and truly fucking died now. So it's literally been a decade we've been here, at least, or a week. Well, that was a year at least, he said. But a plant would die in a week, wouldn't it? It should be fucking fossilized by now, petrified.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Timekeeper hates narrator, it's canon. Ah, okay. It's canon? Interesting. Oh no. Oh well, this can't. Oh no! So I'm gonna press skip. It's gonna skip ahead a year or whatever, and it's gonna be fucking flooded. Nice. Let's do it. Oh well, not quite. I wasn't quite right. God alive. Okay, all I have to do now is parkour up this pipe, flip onto that ledge, and we're home free. Okay? Oh yeah, that's right. I can't even jump. Can't even jump in the game. Okay. Jesus. Is it like some Last of Us action happening now? Oh. Scary noises now. Interesting. Eerie? Oh, I assume he's the one who stole the door, yeah. It's eerie. I like it. Oh god. Oh. Oh, okay. Does this still work? Or at an angle now? Also at a beach, apparently. Oh fuck. The implication being here, it's been like 10,000 years. Maybe more. Maybe more. 8 legs. No, not exactly a beach, was it? Wasn't exactly a beach. The end of the world, does that count?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Where
simply
is
missed
this
a memo.
other fucking computer that I mean, I didn't imagine this. I definitely entered something in a computer. Okay, I guess.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Someone's done the math. It's well over a billion years. Oh yeah, there was something. So we went through a vent last time. I don't want to go through the vent, but I guess we're in a different new content now, so I guess I can't. I guess I'm stuck with wherever we're going. This journey we're going on. Oh, and this piston lift again. Oh man, I can't wait to play that jump circle again.
Stanley Parable, and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Oh God!
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
To be fair, the graphics have improved in this area, I guess. What's through here? Nari would have just insulted you. I go back to the original game. Oh, is that if you go through the non-vent entrance? What does it sound like? Keyboard taps when I'm fucking trying to get some water. Trying to get some water, my guy. Investor Showcase?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe?
God.
What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2,
okay.
Now that's an artistic
Zwei.
statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress
Buzzwords.
and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is this? Get in there. What a nice office this is. This is way nicer. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Okay. Oh God. Wow, this is nice. This is a nice office. Meeting at 2 p.m. All the twos everywhere. Twos on twos. Oh God, I can't read that. Wish I could zoom in. Oh God. Paradigm shift and synergy. Fuck. Man, the buzzwords. the buzzwords are real. Colors red. Leverage. The worst part is they've, like, it's satire, but, like, it's true. There are companies that that fucking do all this shit. Makes me sick. Back, the two doors are back. Logo ideas. Thanks for attending me. What? Oh, the presentation. Oh, okay, sorry. That's slide 1 there. It is only 6 slides long. Okay. I see.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around
Oh,
it.
God.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Scrum. We actually... My team's moved away from Scrum. We're in Kanban at the minute. If whoever is not a software developer probably has no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but that's fine. Crab, the ultimate sequel. All the twos. All the twos the game. Stanley Parable 2, the sequel. Okay. And I assume the Crows on the laptop is like the developer is called Crow. There's a publisher or developer of this game is called Crows. Or Crows, I think. Expo only features. I want to see the Expo. What? Oh, there's a full fucking bus in here? What is this? Why is there a full bus in here? Okay. Can't get through the VIP door. Okay. It's like a... It is like an expo, like a convention or something. Oh god, I'm trapped in here now.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hear your name in the game. Merch. Reassurance bucket. New merch. Saying out this t-shirt is the best new feature. I saw the new content. That's funny. I would buy one of those t-shirts. I'd buy it and wear it. Enjoy the new features. Game today. Oh, okay. I'm not going there just yet. Stanley Parable 2, that's new.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay. So I'm just checking every door, just in case, if you think it's weird.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal... Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim.
Damn. I like the Jim button. I like the Jim button. Oh, okay. Did he... So this pair is looking at Tumblr. Is Tumblr still a thing? I thought Tumblr was like long extinct. I thought Tumblr was a dead site. Yeah, I definitely would get a...
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
What the fuck is this here? The screenshots. Have I... No. This is... That's the epilogue there. Yeah, okay. So I thought we're in like a different room there for a second. A whole new office. Still super active? I thought... I can't remember. Red is a new orange. The fuck is that? Where is that noise coming from? Due to ray traced, more of the same, in a good way. Button that says, yeah, okay, jump circle, infinite hole. The reassurance bucket, please no screenshots. That's new. What's up there? That's new. Office decorations, infinite hole. Stanley Powerboard reassurance bucket. I want to see what's up. Maybe you can't get up there. Okay. I will go. I guess we'll go clockwise. Q. Free achievement. Outside the map. Okay. Button that says the name. Yes. Merch. Settings. World Champion. Stanley Horrible. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have a look. Through here, exit that way, jump circle that way. I don't want to exit. Infinite hole. Exit. No. The exit. Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Some kind of Sistine Chapel action going on here. That's funny. Look, humanity all want the action figure.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Free new and easy achievement. I can't believe that simple. It just works. That's a Todd Howard slag. A Tom Howard insult there. I think it just works. 15 times the detail. 15 times the detail. Pull the lever. Receive your achievement, no more steps. It just works. Well, this is clearly not going to work.
Now here's something special.
This is clearly going to be a clusterfuck.
Achievement that got left in the game on accident. Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Oh, God. This is not going to go well, I feel. This is going to go probably pretty fucking poorly.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Is that legit? Is there really an achievement called Test Achievement in the first one? Is that legit? That you can't actually get it? Pull me, please. Okay. Well, that was worthwhile. That definitely wasn't a waste of time at all. That was scintillating.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
How fucking big is this room? Is this whole place? I've lost my way everywhere now.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I want to say Get Well Someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Perfect. Yes. Why'd you even fucking ask? That's funny.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Okay. Okay, so I went through here. I've done here. This is the exit. That's the collectible. Oh, we haven't done Infinite Hole yet, okay. Let's do that first. Then we'll go see what this bucket's all about. This bucket of reassurance reminds me of the companion cube. It's really strange Valve wasn't involved in this. Maybe they were. Oh, like deeper in time, time like infinity, space like infinity, distance space time. It's the past fog. Whole like infinity, opening rim, surrounding area. Okay, glad we have that there. Infinite hole chart. Okay. Alright. I don't know how these areas blocked off. I want to go up there.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of.
Oh yeah, we're going to see that bucket, don't worry.
In a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games.
You best believe we're getting that bucket. Bucket of reassurance. I'm scared of this fucking hole. Okay.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
This is fun. We're going forever.
Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found
like cigarettes, like in the corner.
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press
people
the
just been
teleport
kicking
button
their
to walk
cigarettes
up to the
down
top
here,
of the
like.
hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I got this a minute here to see if will anything happen. Am I wasting my time? Which one's Y on the fucking PlayStation controller? I think it's triangle.
Great.
There
Now,
we go.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I assume I could fall down there again and possibly get a different, maybe some different dialogue potentially. Done the hole, done the collections. Oh, here we go.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well.
Oh, okay.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Got the collectible. That's the exit. What is this new content here? That's new content. Okay. Let's go up here. I still need to get the bucket. Okay. The bucket and the epilogue. Oh wait, this is the epilogue. This is the same room.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes,
Okay,
yes, we'll go at the end of the...
okay.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
See. I didn't want to go there because I thought maybe the epilogue would actually, like, be an epilogue and would, like, complete the game. Which is what I didn't want. Settings world champion mostly... okay, that's changed. Mostly infinite hole, okay. That's more like it. That's more like it. Do I want to go in there or no? Do I want to do the bucket first? Before I go in there? Also, is my stream, is it really choppy or is it just my connection? Is it choppy or is it just me? Okay. Okay, so bucket first. Quickest way to the bucket, I guess. Oh, it doesn't really fucking matter, does it? Let's go this way. Jump circle. Skip that. I've done that. Let's go up here. Let's see what this bucket's all about.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
So stupid.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, nice, okay.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Like the lighting is pretty good in this fucking bucket. Look at that. Do you get some RTX on that, some ray tracing on that bucket? Gotta go. Well, Timekeeper, I appreciate your help. And thanks for stopping by, and thanks for letting us know all the lore. Much appreciated. Me and Bucket wish you well. Or Bucket and I guess, wish you well. Let's go check out this fucking settings guy here. Oh. Am I stuck holding this fucking bucket now? Collectibles. Get it here. Why can't I see this fucking guy in settings? Settings World Champion. Do I have to go to the exit? I still want to see the settings guy. Jump circle exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Well, no.
Ready to move on now?
No, I want to see the settings. Try this one more time. But I mean, unless you're not meant to. That doesn't make sense, does it? Unless I have to set this back down, do you? The bucket, potentially. Let's see. Okay. I guess that's a no. But then I guess, yeah, we're gonna have to exit because I want to see this fucking. I want to see the settings guy, but if I can't, then I can't, I guess. Okay. Alright then, fine, yeah. Exit, I guess. Let's see where this brings us. That's right. Okay. Into the unknown yet again. That's a pretty... That's a decent looking bucket right there. Jesus. Size of that carrying case there.
So, Stanley, what do you think?
Jesus Christ.
Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay.
What am I seeing?
Are you ready? Here it is. I give you The Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the Deluxe version gameplay of the original.
Pardon me.
Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
It's just so stupid.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where's that? Let's see. Fucking cordoned off. For what purpose?
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Do I want to pick up the phone or do I want to unplug it again?
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter.
Faces are fucking horrifying.
Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I'm stuck again. Fuckers.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Right. I think that's where I'll end the stream. Oh god, I can't pause. For now, Jesus. This is a long game. Long game. But you know what, actually, it's actually been pretty good. It's actually been pretty funny. I've actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the Stanley Parable, the Deluxe Edition, or you like watch me play it, I probably will try and finish it. As much as finishing it you can do, probably try and get some more endings. But if you enjoyed the stream, I'd appreciate it if you could give me a follow. Please also check out... Oh, I know what the problem is. Please also check out... There we go. That's not so awkward now. Nice. Please also check out my YouTube channel. It's just Barbell Gaming. All my old streams go there as VODs, along with some highlights. So please follow me here on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. It's now technically Sunday the 7th. I probably will be on tomorrow. Usually on Sunday I'll stream some Team Fortress. Usually. I've been actually flat out playing Grand Theft Auto the past couple of weeks. So yes, potentially, probably, maybe Team Fortress 2 tomorrow, but I will get on and finish this, or like I say, try and do a bit more, a few more endings on it. But folks, I really appreciate you stopping by. I really appreciate you all watching. Yeah, drop all the follows, drop all the likes, and I will see you all on the next stream. Good night.